to my Patreon welcome video. I'm so excited that you've come in to see what my Patreon is all about. I'm Bevan. I'm so excited to meet you. This is Biscuit Reynolds. He is my animal companion. My Patreon page is a membership support site where folks like you can support creators like me who create work that has a value to them. Some of the Patreons I support, it's literally just because I want that person to win. I want to support their art in the world, buy them a cup of coffee every month or whatever it is, right? And then some people I'm a member because they actually provide things that give me real value and help me amplify my life. And that is my entire goal with this Patreon. So at any level of support, you get access to my Zoom aerobics classes, which are so much fun. I've been teaching them since June of 2020. Yes, quarantine 2020. That's how I got on Zoom. And I just kept trying to get better and better and better at delivering. And now they're ASL interpreted entirely because of supporters like you and the support that came out. I'm really into investing into making it the best possible aerobics class that I can make. So at the $2 and $5 level, that's what you're going to get access to. You'll also get access to recordings in my Bevan's Bites podcast of mini episodes. It's all stuff that I think will add value to you. Stuff I'm going through in my life, self-care tips, meditations, Reiki healings, like you get it all. $2 a month, $5 a month. And I just so love being part of your self-care. And this year in 2021, I'm doing a series of 12 spiritual lessons that are part of my spiritual self-care practice. So if you are developing or continuing to develop your spiritual self-care practice, I hope these are valuable to you as well. And then at the $25 level is my flagship membership, and that is how I've created Fat Kid Dance Party Aerobics in a kind of on-demand form. I started the Patreon over 2 years ago because I had a viral video about my class that I was teaching at the time in LA. I don't live in LA anymore. And people from all over were like, how can I take your class? And I was like, great question. And I eventually figured out a way to just record my class live. So I call it Fat Kid Dance Party Live. And record the class and then upload it to Patreon. And so this has been going on for a couple years. And honestly, I'm so grateful for it because part of how I was making my living was touring this class and going from place to place and meeting new folks. And I can't do that because of the pandemic, and I can't teach live. And when I moved up here, I live in the very northern part of Washington State. I can see Canada on a clear day. I'm like looking where I can see Canada. And I'm so I live in the woods. I have high-speed Wi-Fi and heat and hot water. And basically the rest of my life is like camping. I live right down the street from my mom, who lives in an actual house. I live in a trailer. But I love living near her. And honestly, the old growth forest that is on the land is so incredible. So since I wasn't teaching live classes anymore, I started hiking into the forest with my equipment and just filming in there. And it's like the trees are the students. If you look at old videos of me teaching, I had students behind me, and now I have trees, and it's great because it's a way for me to bring the outdoors to folks who maybe don't have access to the outdoors, who maybe physically it's just hard to get into the outdoors, and there's a million reasons, right? And so I just thought it was like a soothing, additional healing way to deliver these aerobics. There's always several classes to choose from, at least 6. So there's a 10-minute, a 20-minute, 2 55-minute classes, a chair modeled class, like all of my classes you can do in a chair, but specifically a class in a chair. And then a 45-minute Canna-size aerobics class, which is just regular Fat Kid Dance Party aerobics, a little slower, a little more repetitive choreography, and it's designed for a cannabis experience. So whether that is a non-psychoactive CBD where you're just dropping it into your body and having a nice body high, or if you're a regular THC user, it's a way to kind of I don't teach when I use cannabis, but I like to use cannabis when I take aerobics because it helps me really drop into my brain and just have a more like full embodied experience. So that's what that class is for. And I also have little bonus classes I put up, and I'm doing fun trades with some other teachers who I've actually substitute taught in real life times when we've been in real life. I've gone to their classes and taught for them when they needed a break. And so it's kind of funny, we're doing this like video swap so we can add value to our members. So that's going to be up there too. So I am just always looking for ways to add value and ways to improve how much self-care I can offer you. I really appreciate all the support, honestly. Like, this is really my main job now, and it's one of the fun things where you get to kind of design your life. We're in the age of Aquarius now, which is Aquarius in its highest sort of exaltation is everyone living out their purpose individually, the thing that lights them up, and collectively bringing harmony. And so this, I mean, truly, I think the subscription economy is kind of enabling that more and more, right? And like doing things where people are just kind of stepping into their lane. I never thought that I would be an aerobics instructor. I'll tell you this, I was a lawyer 20 years ago. I was in law school, and now I was a lawyer for like 15 years, and now I'm an aerobics instructor. And it was just the way my life kind of came out. My class is really based on my experience as a nightlife producer. I was doing body positive queer nightlife, award winning in New York City when I lived there. I moved to LA, and I was taking these like all levels aerobics classes, and I was like, this isn't for all levels. I was like, I know how to be inclusive. Like, I know who's left behind. And so I just kind of took all of that. I have no dance background. I just like to move my body, and it took me a long time to get to a place where I trusted and loved my body enough to even move it by myself, let alone in public. And now I dance all the time, and that's just been practice and confidence and a lot of mental work, because you get free in your mind first before you get free in your body. So anyway, my work in the world is to help leaders get free in their minds and bodies. And I really think that it's a self-leadership to choose to show up to an aerobics class, especially on your own time, because you have to schedule it and you have to follow through, and that's hard to do. It's not hard if that's your identity, right? If you're a person who follows through, if you're a person who, I read constantly about changing and leveling up your life. I was just reading today about how in order to really change your life, you have to become what you want. You have to identify as what you want to become before you even get there, right? And so being the kind of person who follows through with movement because you know it helps lift you up, that's a leadership thing. So anyway, I hope you'll join me. Let me know if you have any questions. You can always reach out. fatkiddanceparty@gmail.com is where you get me. I'm a one-woman operation. And your Patreon support literally directly supports this little special needs rescue cat I've had in my life. We've been together 4 years. I love him so much. And we really appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in.